Hello, everybody. I'm Rashmi Sudhir, and what shall I say about my journey with Kala Sangam? It's ever so long, spanning 27 years. Potentially started as an artist with the organization, became a staff member, led on key departments in Kala Sangam. Since I moved on, I was a commissioner for arts in the system. So I was a commissioning officer for Kala Sangam with local authority. And now it's like a full circle, isn't it? Back being a trustee with the organization for the last 5 years. So that's kind of my journey, or a circle in a nutshell, with Kala Sangam. Lots of fond memories with respect to the organization and, the journey we have taken together. When I started in 1997, I was a young artist who came to Bradford in search for a job. So met with Dr. Geeta and started. It was through then Regional Arts Board, Yorkshire Arts Board funded program called Chaturang, which was like a dance development kind of project where lots of new artists were meeting up and creating new work, guided through Dr. Geeta actually. And that was when I kind of solidly started working with Kala Sangam and got really interested in this organization and moved to live in Bradford, because I was like living in Doncaster, and from there, moved to Bradford just to work with Kala Sangam. So that's my journey into Bradford. And yes, joined the company as their education and health coordinator. And over the years, I have continuously worked as an artist or a dancer for the company, delivering into schools, into communities, taking key role in many of the performance opportunities, as well as side by side. My passion was arts management, and I pursued that, and I was able to lead the organization and develop a learning and access department where we delivered lots of projects, reaching the communities of Bradford, taking arts, in particular South Asian arts, into communities and working on how we can work with them to develop their quality of life. Really, we have done commissions from NHS through Primary Care Trust. We have done ERDF Fund, which is like the European Regional Development Fund. We have delivered some skills development initiatives. So there's lots of arts and communities program which we did through the process, and I had some fantastic team of people in my department who we worked with. When I thought about the archive and just projects, it was quite exciting to go back and think about, what was those key memories I have with the organization. Kala Sangam always has been a home away from home. I'm a first generation immigrant from my family who came to this country with a little child, developed a shared space for me in this community, and Kala Sangam was my footstep to do that. So it was always a home away from home. So one of the things which I enjoyed through Kala Sangam is one of the key projects was Rural Voices of Kala Sangam, because I have never seen the countryside of England in that depth until I went on a tour with Kala Sangam. We went to 23 smallest villages, smallest churches, and we took Asian stories into those communities, and that's where I saw the transformative power of arts and how we can tell a story and educate people about, belonging, diversity, and living together in a community. That was really a beautiful experience, and we went through these villages where even a van couldn't pass through the tiny roads, actually, from south of England to north of England. As years moved on, as I started developing my arts management skills and started thinking, how can I break some of these barriers we're experiencing in the community using arts as a mechanism, and how can I reach into the underrepresented communities of Bradford, where potentially dance or music might not be the right thing to take to. We started using visual arts and storytelling and poetry as a medium to reach those communities, and that's where we started getting some project support from the health settings, really, then the Primary Care Trust or a CCG or the NHS funds, to really go into communities and educate the communities about how you can use arts as a therapeutic tool, arts as for physical health and fitness, arts for mental well-being, and that strand really helped me to focus my arts management skills within the organization and helped me to really bring in a lot of project funding, I would say. And I think when I left, it was a really well-established kind of department we had in place with 6 or 7 people working in the department called Learning and Access. Well, I'm not here to kind of gloat about Kala Sangam, but one thing I can definitely say, more than an artist, more than the job I do, what Kala Sangam has given me as a person and the skills I have developed through Kala Sangam, it's really to go and understand our communities, and that's what I'm taking with me in every job I do, because I'm doing what I do, whether it's in NHS, whether it's in local authority or in voluntary sector, or as a board member of voluntary sector organization. Is like my passion for community and people, and I got that from Kala Sangam, and that's kind of a huge gain I've had through my journey with this organization. So it's great to see the Kala Sangam's growth into its next future, really. I mean, Kala Sangam as an organization is really close to my heart, and how the organization is spreading the wings to reach out to the more communities of Bradford through the new branding of Bradford Arts Centre, and how we'll have more space in our new building. I'm calling it new building. I know it's been a home for several years, but when we go back, it'll be brilliant and new with more space for our communities to come in and experience more diverse art form. But one thing we'll make sure is that we'll be rooted. This is kind of me as a trustee speaking. We'll be rooted within our South Asian and diverse traditions, and we'll be committed to support our artists, British Asian artists who wants to develop their craft. We'll be committed to kind of reach out into communities. We'll be committed to developing the young generation of artists of our city and the region. So the future looks really exciting, and I'm really excited to be part of this journey as well until it continues. So that's me in a nutshell.